Hey guys, it's Flying Scorpion here with a little bit of an update on what the next video will be like, or what I'm planning, and I'm just going to give my thoughts and impressions on the Devstream as well. But first, I want to talk about my viral is OP build and some of the feedback that I got on my methodology and my tests. Somebody mentioned that puncture damage bypasses armor, and that gives viral an advantage in that test. And they're correct. I didn't know that puncture damage bypasses armor, and the Super Vandal is slanted heavily towards puncture damage, and that can skew the results. Did it skew the results a tremendous amount? I don't think so. Most of the other people that have talked with me about this agree that it's not a huge factor, but it is a factor and it's worth considering any future tests. So the next time I do a test like that, I'm going to be using a weapon with an almost perfectly balanced damage profile between impact, puncture, and slash. And I'll show you more of that when the video comes. In addition to that, I will make sure to show that I don't have corrosive projection equipped, and I didn't during those tests. And I'm going to select different enemies. So I'm going to be using a little bit of Infested, a little bit of Corpus, and a little bit of Grenier. The tricky part is finding an infested unit that has infested flesh and that is tanky enough to be useful in the test. The only thing that has infested flesh that's tanky enough would be the Juggernaut and the Leaping Thrasher, and both of those guys are immune to viral procs. I don't know why the Leaping Thrasher is immune to viral procs. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's a bit tricky to find a good test subject to use that has infested flesh. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's move forward with the Devstream. So Devstream 140 came out. They showcased some stuff. Now, they talked a bit about status effects, which is the thing that I'm most focused on, and the balancing of that. They unfortunately didn't talk about viral, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to address it in the update. And the changes that they suggested for gas seem like good changes, although I still think gas damage should be bumped up a little bit. The gas damage seems kind of low. I don't really know why it's less than half the amount that electric's AoE damage effect is. Hopefully it's just a bug or something and they'll address that. And if they don't, then hopefully when we actually play with gas, the massive area of effect and the lingering effect after the enemy dies, the patient zero dies, as I think it was D. Scott said, will be enough to make it a desirable and, more importantly, equally desirable status effect to use as electric or other effects when you're going around picking what you want to use. So Warframe 7th anniversary, they're releasing more stuff. So they're releasing the Dex Cerberus and something else, the Dex skin for Excalibur. TennoCon, you've seen this stuff. If you check out the Devstream, I'm not just going to go over and repeat everything that was said there. Scarlet Spear looks amazing. I haven't actually watched any of the footage. Thankfully, I just had my phone in my pocket and I was listening to the Devstream. I saw a spoiler for this the night before the Devstream on Reddit, and shame on you, whoever it was that leaked that. I don't want leaks. I think that's actually kind of a negative thing. It's more fun to, in my opinion, to experience it firsthand for yourself in the game than to see it and then it spoils it, and then you know what to expect when you go into it. So, yeah. I'm the type of person where if I go and see a movie, I'm going to want to go in there knowing that it has a high rating on reviews, but not having watched a bunch of previews, so that the amazing and impactful scenes are as even more amazing and impactful when you're in there in the theater experiencing it. So I'm not going to play this, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on what's going on there. I do know a little bit about it, but we're not going to go into detail on that. The changes to arcanes, I didn't talk about this too much in my last video, but I've been testing around with them. Arcanes are awesome right now. They're great. I've been playing around, and forcing me to have to use 2 different arcanes has really opened up some warframes, particularly Harrow. I've been playing a lot of Harrow lately, and I'm liking it, and I might post a build video for Harrow later. The impact changes are great. I think they've got a really good idea here with implementing impact and tying it together with the finishers, with the Parazon. It's a brilliant idea. It's out of the box. It's something new, and it helps us actually utilize our Parazon mods much better. It addresses a problem with the Parazon. It's just such a great idea. I like what they did here. This is brilliant. Whoever came up with this idea is a brilliant idea. The gas changes I've already talked about. They seem pretty cool. Now, they're going to make Kuva Liches susceptible to status effects, and they also said that they might make Kuva Liches more difficult somehow. I'm not really sure how they're going to do that, but I think that's actually a good thing, because if a Kuva Lich is susceptible to viral procs, if they're susceptible to armor strip or heat procs or whatever, or puncture procs and their damage is reduced, it can make them basically trivial. And making this Kuva Lich have a cooldown timer on the stagger from impact is a great idea, because then you would just stun lock them and kill them very easily. You just cheese the boss, and cheesing bosses is not fun, it's boring. So I'm glad that they're dealing with that. Same thing with radiation effect. They've got some good ideas. This stuff looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying it out, and there's really not much else beyond that. So, like I said, after they release the next patch and they do more tweaks on status effects, I'll do another test with my Stradivar Prime, and I've got it modded in a way where it's got a flat impact, puncture, and slash damage profile, and we'll see if viral is still king. We'll see how gas performs and test out a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll do my best to compress that into a very short video, or as short as I can, with all the information in it. And hopefully it'll be a helpful tool moving forward with deciding on what status effect you want to use. Alright, well that's all for now. Again, I'm Flying Scorpion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.